Hello everybody, this is Maniac for Bricks, and I am here today on Maniac for Bricks Extras with a little special called Under the Radar. It's a tentative title, that's why I didn't put it in the title already. That, and I kind of thought of this name after writing it. This is a little behind the scenes thing, as you can see on the title so far in the live stream. I don't know if it's going to change later on, but anyways, this is a little thing that I can do in which you'll get to see behind the scenes exclusive stuff only on Maniac for Bricks Extras before I reveal it on the main channel. Now, in here, we're going to be talking about Bionicle parts, Technic parts, and some of the future giveaways and some BrickLink additions. I actually should work on trying to add things to the store. Sorry about the interruption. In here, I'm going to try to look at what I'm going to add into the store. I also have a small box of other things that I'm going to add into the store live. And the other stuff aren't as much Bionicle or Technic oriented as this one. Some of this might go into the store. I can't promise that all of this will go into the store because there's a lot of parts in here. It's a lot to go through manually sorting them into the store. And I don't think that these will all go into the store. A lot of these parts I still need to use for my own collection. Because remember, I'm a collector as much as I am a seller. And perhaps more of a collector than a seller. So you might see some of these things in the store, but I can't promise that for sure. I know there are a bunch of Technic-related parts that I definitely want to put out of here and into the store. There might be some Bionicle parts, but it depends on the parts because some of them I want to keep, some of them I don't. And I know that I have a whole lot of them that are from, what do I call it? The whole lot of them that I got in this big accessory box. It was like a 300-piece Bionicle bin and has a lot of pieces in here, and a lot of the pieces are in here that I don't need. I'm definitely not going to review the said bin because there's too many pieces in there. I don't remember what they were from when I got it, and not really necessary. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pull out some of the figures in here because they are partially assembled and I want to keep them for reviewing. This one actually is almost ready. I just need one gear for it, which I have off screen. And oh, and you guys can also ask me questions about anything upcoming for Maniac for Bricks Extras, and it could be anything related to reviews, new videos, anything like that. I will try to answer them, but I still want to keep something secret for a little while. This one is Toa Wenua. I need to review him, as well as I need to review a whole bunch of other Bionicle figures. And the reason why I'm going through these types of parts instead of your regular Lego parts is because I'm not really sure about the Lego parts right now. And I also want to try to get these into the store, so by the time Bionicle 2015 becomes a little bit more well-known or popular, whatever you want to call it, as people start to recognize it more as an upcoming theme, then they might be interested in these parts, and I'll put them onto sale. They will go up for right now, probably regular price, and then a little bit later when I make an announcement on BrickLink, I will put them on sale. There's another figure I have. I think I reviewed him, but I'm not sure. If I did, I don't really remember. But he's partially completed. I don't remember his name though. I know he's from the Toa Mari series, but I don't know his name. And the reason why, by the way, I want to try to put these Bionicle parts and Technic parts into the store and in coinciding with Bionicle 2015 is because people may not be familiar with it, or people may want to go back to it. So in the revival of Bionicle, it might be inspiring people to get some of the older parts from like Toa Nuva, Toa Metru, some of the Paraka pieces. But again, I can't promise that all of this stuff or even a part of this stuff will be in the BrickLink store. This is something I have to divvy out on my own, and I thought it might be more motivating to me if I try to do it over a live stream. Here's another figure I still need to review, Toa Lua Nuva, and pretty much a whole bunch of the Nuva figures I need to review. There's even other Lego sets I still need to review. I know I'm behind on them. I'm kind of behind on a whole bunch of things. This isn't one of them. There's Toa Tahu Nuva. Very cool. I'm really looking forward to Bionicle 2015. As you can see, I'm a Bionicle fan, and I'm actually looking forward to getting Kopaka and Tahu first because they were the first two figures that I got when my brother got when we were interested in Bionicle in 2001. There's Kopaka. He's a pretty cool one. No pun intended because he's the Toa of Ice. And we also have in here, as far as assembled figures, we have a Paraka. I think his name is Vizon, but I can't remember exactly. And he's still, I need to review. I know I got one of the parts for him recently, so yeah, I'm not sure. And if nobody's seeing this right now, there's no big deal, but if you are watching it live, then you'll get the opportunity to ask me questions as I record it. Afterwards, I probably won't answer any questions, so it is a rare and kind of exclusive opportunity if you want to know more for what I'm doing. We have a few impartially completed figures. Still need a couple more pieces to actually complete them. I don't know where they are. I'll have to figure that out. There are some of these Bionicle pieces that are a little bit bent or chewed. I'm not really sure why, but they would definitely go out. They would not be in the BrickLink store. They would just stay in my collection. Not really as a collection thing, but more of just like, you know, I'm not going to sell it to you guys if it's chewed. We have another partially built figure. Definitely need some work on that one. And we also have another one here. Let me try to move these off to the side because I'm blocking up the space for what I want to do. If I wanted to actually put stuff here, I will. Now, you guys are probably wondering about the giveaways. I've been talking about them for a while. I've been talking about even a BrickLink offer for, you know, for getting certain things like a t-shirt or something. You guys are probably wondering about that. When's it going to happen? How soon is it going to happen? You know, what are the specifications and everything like that. I'll get to that in just a minute. First, I got these two little toothbrushes. They do not work. They are kind of really dirty, and I'm not going to put them into the BrickLink store. I need one for collection, and the other one, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It's really not worth selling. If it's already been used, I mean, they're both used. Like, majorly used. This is the one time that I'm thinking so far in which a used product is definitely not one to put up for sale. We have another one of these pieces. I know that in the Bionicle pack that has 300 pieces, I was able to get two of two Vakis, like 4 of them total, but there were like 2 that were copies of each other. So if I have assembled the 2 Vakis, then I could sell off the other 2 either as assembled ones or as separate pieces. I'm just not sure which ones I have assembled though. I'm trying to also look through here for specific parts such as gears and swirly pieces because I always like collecting those, and putting them aside will allow me to, you know, just get a better feel of what I can build for my own collection as well as for the actual collection. I know there's there might be a 1 or 2 Paraka in here that I could rebuild and then try to sell it on BrickLink total, you know, or almost all the parts. I don't know if they'll have every part, but they'll definitely have some of them. If I have extras of masks, I'll probably sell those on BrickLink too. I might actually want to go stop by Bricks on the Dollar because I already know he has some Bionicle pieces and masks. I want to get some not to resell, but just for my own collection because I know there are some he has that I don't, and I'm actually interested in them. But I can't do it at this time. I'm trying to budget things. All right. I don't see anybody on the live stream yet, and I know there were people on earlier when I tried to make not a live stream. This is for no comma. Let's see. It's going to be a little hard to go through these pieces. Let me get back to the thing about t-shirt offers and the other thing. What was I talking about there? Oh, give me a minute. It'll come back to me. It was about, on my main channel, I was going to talk about trying to do some sort of special BrickLink deals that that allow you guys to get like free t-shirts with a certain order or a certain amount of, per order. Now here's the deal about that. First, got some parts to take out of here. We got some connects. I don't know how I'm gonna sell those because there are some extra ones I don't need. I don't know if I'm even gonna put them in the giveaway because I was thinking about that for the connects giveaway, that you guys get a whole bunch of connects parts. I don't know if that's interesting to you. This is actually a good time for you to tell me if you would like that in the giveaway. Otherwise, I'll have to make the decision on my own. Getting back to the t-shirts, that's what we're trying to talk about. All right, I'll talk about it. The idea of the t-shirts is that when you spend a certain amount of money, to be determined, you will get a free t-shirt and you will get to pick a size. I don't actually know if there's a way on BrickLink in which I could just automatically put that in as like, this person spent this much, and then they get, the t-shirt included with the order automatically. So for right now, it would probably have to be an item that you would have to select on BrickLink, and then I'll delete that from the order in terms of purchasing. I'll let you know what the final cost is, and it'll subtract that if the order is valid. As in, you can buy the t-shirt on its own, but you could get it for free if you make the certain, qualifying purchase is the right word for it. I gotta go through all my masks. I gotta see which ones I've collected. And so here's the idea for the t-shirts. And it's really just one, but possibly more. I don't know how the t-shirts are selling in stores, so I gotta check which ones I would go with. But this is the proposed t-shirt that I would use for selling. If I have to go back to Target and see if they have more of these that I can sell. This is a kids XL or youth XL, roughly an adult medium size. It's not perfect, but at least that's the size that fits me. I'm usually an adult male. I'm adult medium. So this basically looks like Emmett's torso, Emmett's legs, and where you fit your head is like where you fit the head on Emmett. This t-shirt is available with BrickLink purchases. As long as you guys are interested in that. I don't know about that one, or I still have another one that I was thinking about using. Although the price may fluctuate between the two, depending on how I can buy them and then how I can get the offer made, in order to pay back for it a little bit, I don't want to lose too much money on it. But here's the second t-shirt. This one I might have shown before on a video, not only on this channel, but also on the other channel. And this one is in a kids XL for the size. Those are the two possibilities, but I know one is cheaper than the other. So for your sake and mine, I would like to get the cheaper one if it's available. And then therefore you have to pay less for the offer and, get the free t-shirt. I don't know the sizes for each of them off the top of my head. I know that for the yellow one, they go in every kid size, kid small, kid. It goes in every one except for kid small, because that's just one that my Target doesn't carry. But I know that they have the kids extra, kids medium, kids large, and kids extra large. Those would be the different sizes you could choose from when I buy them, if I buy them, for that t-shirt. For the other t-shirt, the first one that I showed you, it would be a different amount of sizes, I'm sure, but I don't know what they are. So I can't tell you right now what it is because I don't know it. And I can't tell you how many of each of them either. I would try to get at least one per size so that there is a chance, anybody of any given size can get the t-shirt that they want. But I can't promise that, it will be available like that. So what I'm going to do right now, as far as sorting out parts for BrickLink, first I'm going through a bunch of gears because I want to keep those aside for myself. That way I can build more figures to review. Actually, we have 2 or 3 parts in here that I could already go into the BrickLink store. Just off the top of my head, thinking about what parts I already need for my collection and which ones I don't need. I'm kind of able to do that because some of these figures I only need one of. Most of the figures, in fact, I only need one of. So if I see duplicates of parts and I already know that they're with a figure, or I know that I don't need multiples of them to make the figure, I can already put them into the store. I can already put them aside and put them up for the store. They're not going into the store as I'm grabbing them, as you're aware, because I only have 2 hands. So they are just ones I'm going to put aside, and then they will go up eventually. So they're all gathered in my hand right now. I may be able to throw in some of the promos from some of the earlier sets. Oh, that was a flame in there. That's kind of cool. I didn't expect that. All right, I got to move some of these parts over because there are so many gears here. There are a lot of gears, and if I have extra gears, I could sell them. I just don't know if I need extra gears because there are a lot of geared figures from the early years of Bionicle. And I want to be sure that I have the right ones in all of them for the figures. There are some of them that don't use some of these gears. There are some of the vehicles that use certain gears, so you gotta be accurate. It's a hockey mask. Might be even some Throwbots parts in here. There's a rare mask in here I have 2 of, and I need to be sure that I have the second one before I sell it. So I'm going to keep that on the side for now. I know this figure I have fully assembled, so maybe if I can reassemble it, that would be pretty cool to sell off the figure that way. I don't know if I can fully reassemble it, though, because there are certain parts that may be missing. I remember in the 300 parts pack, one of the disadvantages was you had parts to build Toa Metru and the Vaki, but you didn't have all the parts to build the Toa Metru. You were missing things like the chest plates, and those are kind of important, so you don't have all the other pieces, falling out. So I can't say for certain if I can, give you the entire figure. I'll have to mark it, I'll have to price it appropriately if they are missing certain parts. I definitely remember that. I see 3 legs here when I only need 2. Okay, so I can put that aside. I gotta check out the Crata. I also remember some of the brain stems are not available. Brain stems are basically any of the translucent pieces you see behind any given head, and there are in different variations. Like this one. So there are those that I need to figure out, and that's probably the only piece that's really missing if I were to try to reassemble Toa Metru for sale. Because, other than that, I think it has most of the parts. Except the chest plate, I said that earlier. I am talking a lot, but I don't see anybody talking. So, I don't know if this is actually going to help people. If anybody, if there's nobody here, I don't know if this is really going to be keeping. I don't know. I guess I'll keep it as a video for now. Giveaway prizes. I should probably talk about those. I'm planning on 2 giveaways before the end of the year. 1 for K'NEX and 1 for Lego. The K'NEX one will go first. It is experimental because I don't know much about giveaways, and I've been trying to contact other people about it so that I can run it fairly and run it smoothly. But I'm still new at it. We're actually doing it. So I wanted to try the K'NEX one to see how well it goes. I wanted to see if I need to change anything so that the one for Lego will run a lot better. You guys will enjoy it better. All right, so we got that. Oh, we do have the chest plate here, so maybe we could make that figure without the brain. The brain stem isn't essential for building the figure, but it is a nice little thing to add. See, we got a few more parts there. I should put up these parts. All right, there's another piece in there that I could have used. Let's see. I also got a whole bunch of extra Bionicle pieces from a bulk lot before I even was on YouTube. So I definitely know of other pieces in here that I could sort out, and I don't know for certain if I can make them into whole figures. I remember getting parts for a second Takanuva, and I don't think I can make either Usanuvi on my own. If you know what the Usanuvi is, it's kind of it's a cool vehicle, but it's a challenging vehicle. It's very hard to make, you know, from memory. You really have to remember it to make it on your own. I applaud anyone that can build it, you know, without having to look precisely at the instructions all the way, because that's a hard thing to build for what I can do. And I'm a guy who's definitely been into Bionicle for a while, but it's still a difficult vehicle. It's a very technic-oriented vehicle. I also have some parts that I remember getting from maybe a second Makuta, maybe some second of Rakshi or something. I forget which ones, but definitely some other figures. Some Technic parts that I remember getting from things like Rome Racers. What were the other themes? Throwbots. I think those are my own collections, so I need to actually sort those out for myself. Parts like this are for Throwbots. Or ones like these little throw arms. I know I have duplicates of, well, I definitely have these giant Technic wheels from a bike that I had, and it was like a 2-in-1, but I only built the one, and even then it was kind of difficult, so it fell apart afterwards. I didn't really care. I'm not really caring right now even to rebuild it for my own, you know, reviewing on Maniac for Bricks. I don't review a lot of Technic. I don't really feel like going back and trying to review Technic I used to have. That's harder than trying to review Lego, because I don't remember what Technic parts went into a set. And when you have these Technic sets with 2-in-1, you really can't remember. So let me put these pieces aside. There's a whole bunch of pieces up in a mess on my laptop right now. I'm definitely going to put these 2 wheels in the store. They might need a little bit of cleaning on them. And I actually noticed they're slightly different in rim size. That's interesting. Well, not the rims, the wheels. No, not the wheels. The tires are a little bit different in size. That's kind of interesting. I never really noticed that. There's a whole Star Wars figure in here. Geonosian. I don't know how that happened. But that's cool. That's cool to find. We got another Bionicle figure in here. He's almost completed, too. That's a shame, because you could definitely be ready for a review in like 3 more pieces. Not literally, though. I need to figure out where those pieces are. Try to review him. There's a purple mask in here. I want to definitely keep that. What else? What else? Now, I think it'd be cool. I think people would enjoy the idea of trying to find some of these older parts. If there are older fans of Bionicle, you guys might like that. Or if you're new to Bionicle and you want to expand your collection, that's definitely a possibility. You know, you could easily find these parts on BrickLink and try to make your own figures from the new ones. Because there is a lot of things you can do. I mean, if you watch Jang Bricks, a slight shout out to him, but there are a lot of unique things that anybody can do with Bionicle parts when you have the imagination and when you know how the parts work together. You can change this into shoulder armor. You can change it into a mask, however you want it to be. There is, you know, I think that's something that it's a little bit hard to wrap around people's heads when it comes to Technic and Bionicle, but it's true. It is hard. It is much harder to do. It's not your average Lego set where you're just like, these pieces, of course, they go together, so I'm going to make something that makes sense to go together. So that is, you know, there is a fine line between them. There's, like, I remember seeing in the Lego book, or one of the Lego books, they call Technic and Bionicle like advanced builds, and I think that's a fair thing to call it because these aren't things that any kid can do. It takes a lot more effort to make these happen. Finding some more Krana. Krana are definitely ones I might have duplicates of. I don't know about the other masks or other types of masks. But Krana, probably I have extras. I remember seeing extras of them before. We got a lot of these brown parts that are extras. You could definitely make a sweet little hot shake. Or some kind of desert creature. I also have some extras of the original Tahunga or Matoran from 2001 with the Happy Meal toys. If I can rebuild those and review some and then keep some in my own collection, I would love to, because then it'll allow me to, you know, I'll be able to sell the rest to you guys, and they're pretty cool. And they're also pretty simple. So if you're new to Bionicle, then this will be a good thing for you to have. It'll be something easy for you guys to pick up and understand how to build it. There's an extra of the masks. It'll be something very easy for you guys to pick up and understand and be able to work with it. You know what I mean? Now, you know what? I might have two of that gray. Yeah, I have two of the gray How mask. The original How. I gotta see if there's any difference between them. I told you I have two Takanuvas, which means I could sell one full Takanuva figure if I wanted to, if I could. I have to see if I can even build one on its own, because I find some scattered parts for one. I also remember getting some in a garage sale. I got a whole bunch of extra parts, basically for like $1. To build a whole bunch of figures. Some of them I kept, and some of them I might sell as parts. That's why I said I might have an extra of a Paraka. Even in here, I don't know if I do. I haven't built all the Bionicle figures, so, and I should. They're great to have built and collected. I could easily put them into the canisters and not worry about them taking up too much space. So it looks like between these two masks, they are the same. So it doesn't matter which one I keep, which one I sell. I try to, you know, make sure the quality for them is good and something I can measure in terms of selling it. One piece fell on the floor. I got a whole bunch that are stuck in my hand. I gotta put these away. Got more Throwbots parts. I gotta build these Throwbots. They're not too hard. And I keep finding the right gears and things. I also don't have all of the parts in my Bionicle collection in this bin. I definitely know that for sure. There are more Bionicle parts scattered elsewhere. I could try to look through and figure out like what people want. And from what I've seen over time, some people do buy Bionicle parts even without Bionicle 2015 as a promotion, you know? Which is good. I mean, it's nice that some people are still fans of Bionicle and will buy them without a big, you know, marketing campaign. There's another gear. There's a piston. Pistons, I don't know if I would sell them. I guess I'd have to have like a full set of pieces so that you can build it, you know, properly. Because there's more to a piston than you know, just one piece. You need to build like the engine, then you build the part inside of the engine, then you build the piece that pushes the engine up and down, you know, or the piston. I'm not a mechanic. I don't know the technical terms, but there are definitely specific parts to an engine, and even in Lego form. I am losing space. I am losing space very easily and very quickly. Let's see. Can I build one of these figures in my hands? I'm gonna see if I can move this whole box, and then I can try to build it in my lab. I hope that's okay with you guys. I almost dropped a piece. I got it. I also got another piece here. Okay. All right. So I'll move out the keyboard, and this will allow me some little desk room. Excuse me. I'll put these down and try to make some figures. Got a whole bunch of extra parts here. Wow, we actually have a whole bunch of extra Tahunga-like figures. I didn't even realize. Did I move one of those on the floor? Oh no, it's still on here. There we go. Huki is here. I don't know if this is a duplicate or one I haven't built yet. But it's definitely something I'm going to keep around for a little bit until I review it. Because I haven't reviewed these 2001 figures yet. I'd like to. I'd like to do a whole bunch of other Bionicle reviews to get them out of the way. But I don't know about... I don't know what I still have to work on. I need to make a list and check it twice. In case you're wondering, as far as the giveaway for Connects, I have a few items in mind, and basically it's about I can't remember. I keep trying to bring it up, but I also can't remember it when I do. The items I have in mind for Connect's giveaway, they are Super Mario figures. I have Mario, I have Luigi, I have a Bob-omb. They're going to be in the giveaway. There might also be a Connect's NASCAR figure. I have to figure out where he is because he might have gone MIA. Missing in action for those playing at home. Oops, this is going to keep falling, isn't it? It's not going to stay. I guess a whole bunch of these I don't really need. Let's see. There's another green arm. There we go. Fix up that figure. He's all done. I need to find a disc for him. Hey, where's this disc? These are kind of like the Throwbots, but in a Happy Meal toy and related to Bionicle, not related to Throwbots. I don't mind if you guys ask me some questions about what's coming up next. I'll try to answer them a little bit. I'll try not to give away too much, but you'll get to learn some inside info. This is why it's Maniac Bricks Extras and not Maniac Bricks, because this is a channel where you can learn stuff behind the scenes. That's why I was getting back to the beginning. I was going to call this thing Under the Radar. And again, I don't know if I'm going to... If you guys like it, I can. For right now, I don't know. Just trying to look for a head right now, because one of these figures is missing a head. In fact, probably 2 or 3 of them are missing heads, and I want to try to put them together so you can have heads for them. Apparently, one of these is missing a whole body. These 2 legs are going to stay back in there. This one, I don't know what to do with it for right now. I guess I'm going to have to keep looking. I keep finding more of the chrome pieces. Find part of a Vaki. It's possible that I could throw all these parts into the BrickLink store as just parts, and then eventually maybe I could put them together into a figure. I'm not really sure yet. I still got some planning to do. Alright, we found one head. I think I need a second one. Oh, there it is. It's right in front of me. So we have another figure made Maku, and for this one we also have a second Maku. So one of them can be available. It can be yours in BrickLink. I was thinking maybe it would be cool to give one of these Happy Meal toys away in the giveaway for Lego, but I already got enough Lego stuff that I can't, I can't pack too much into one giveaway. Otherwise, I won't have things for the future, and I don't know if I'll give away something I didn't mean to, Okay. I noticed in here there was one piece that is actually broken. Can't really sell it, but can't really keep it either. I'll have to figure out something with that. I'll probably give it a little bit more time, and then I'll actually go on to BrickLink and then just fill out stuff, and you'll get to maybe see it, because if I don't show you the screen, what am I going to show you? Nothing really. I don't think there'll really be anything else that I could show you except for me in a yellow t-shirt. I'm just trying to look around at some of the other parts in here before I keep breaking through them to see if I need any. I can't really check behind me as far as Bionicle figures to see if any are completed, because they're way back. They're way in the back. Some are just way behind some of the tables. I don't want to move them or go around them. I know there's some Vaki parts in here, but I don't know if they're ones I need. And I can guarantee there are going to be Lego sets that I will probably not review now, probably not review later, probably not review in many years. Or maybe I will never review something. Not out of a choice. I mean, it is kind of a choice, but, just because some parts I don't really, some sets I really don't care for. I don't really feel like I need to review it, whether it's a good or bad set, Well, a lot of parts in here, actually, I could throw into the BrickLink store right away. I got all these spikes. You could use these for snowshoes. I got, let's count them, 5, 6 snow spikes. Do I already have some down here? I already have some down here. All right, 6 ice spikes. You could use them as a weapon. You could use them with some of the figures as snowshoes. They're pretty cool. I also have this piece, a glow-in-the-dark blade disc. This is the same kind of piece, the actual piece, that's on part of the exosuit. It is made a long time ago, roughly around 2000, I think 2005 or something. Date. But it's glow in the dark. It has a razor blade on it. It's pretty cool. I believe that would be something Mad Stacker would be interested in for making mechs. Because I know he likes to make mechs. I don't blame him. Alright. Oh, more ice pieces. Definitely too many ice pieces. I would be amazed if somebody did something with all of these ice pieces. They don't actually have ice. They're just using the ice environment. So many ice pieces. They're about to tip over. Let me check.
I'm at the end of the driveway. Deanna texted me and says, "Can you get me at 11 o'clock instead?"
Oh, that's what I was thinking. It was going to be like one more hour.
So I'm like, all right. And then she said, 10:30, typo. Go back in a half an hour.
Yeah, half hour is a typo.
If I was any further, I would have said, no, I'm on my way.
Yeah. Glad you just, it wasn't too far. Right.
Right at the end, and I'm like, all right, who's texting?
Good thing you checked. So many ice picks. We got this cool disc launcher with flames on the end of it. You put the disc in the middle. On a disc like this. Shoots well. It's actually pretty cool to shoot. And you could attach this to a figure pretty easily. You just attach it on one arm and then you just hold out the arm and be like, pew! Now, if you excuse me for a sec, I gotta go find the mouse. And I'm going to be right back. That was a crack. It's like on a thing, on a, what's the word? I'm out of words, I'm out of breath. On a can. A can of Hawaiian Punch. I got a mess around here. Just realized this is messy. All right, we have another piece. A bunch of these longer pieces. They're kind of weirdly shaped. These are from Technic sets, maybe from Drum Racers. Depends on what they're from. I'm not really sure. There's a piece I put into my store earlier today, in fact, like this. It's a pullback motor. You fit the wheel in the inside, or you can fit it on both sides. Put the axle here. It doesn't have to be this size. And then it belonged to a motorcycle, so obviously that's why this pullback motor is made. You can spin it. It spins well. Let me try it this way. You can see how it spins. That's cool. There are two of the wheels on my BrickLink store. Wheels and tires assembled. I actually feel like it's a better deal because you get both of them at the same time. You need both of them. And if you only want one of them, you can contact me, or you just take it off. Check that out. Like any other wheel from Lego, just take out the rubber. And then you have a tire. It could be a giant steering wheel or an engine part. Like Benny's spaceship, where you have the giant engine pieces in the back. Kind of reminds me of them. Anyways, we'll keep going. Trying to figure out what else I could put out here, and then I could start loading it to BrickLink. I just gotta keep checking what I have. I know some of these I only need 2 of. Depending on the figure, I only need 2 of them. So if I get the 2 out of the way, then I can get the whole, any duplicates out of the way. Or I might need only 1 of them. So I was thinking mostly of the Toa Metru parts. I only need like 2 of these little pieces. And now I have a 3rd one here, so I can throw that into the BrickLink store. But the 2 I can throw back in here or something. This grappling hook, bendy. It can actually go with another one of the same type. They're attached to each other. I took some pictures over the summer with a figure with the grappling hook. Let's see. These 2 pieces that go together. for a figure. I gotta see if I can find multiples. I got duplicates. Probably should put the extra ones, or put the ones I want aside. I got this Vaki piece. Kind of limited in use, but still a neat design. I like it. This is more of like a sword. You've probably seen this with Exoforce. One of the large Titans had it. You got another. I don't really know how you classify this outside of its real use when there is no commas weapon. This container keeps falling over. We got another sword. We got another falling of the container. I got two more of the swords now added. Added away from everything I was working on. This one's not a throwbot piece. And it is, but it isn't. I know this for a fact. This particular part was from a Bionicle creature builder kit. I would love to have all the parts for that. I know they're in here somewhere, but I don't know where. Excuse me. I don't know where they are. Exactly. And take out these Takanuva parts before I lose them. I definitely want to have a Takanuva together. Takanuva didn't have a box, so it's going to be hard for me to assemble him and store him somewhere. I mean, he didn't have a canister. He had a box. I got a few more parts here to put aside. That one. Got this piece from Exoforce. I really don't want to go back and build the Exoforce sets. They're not difficult, but the parts are all over the place. I don't really care for them. The only one I care for, which I don't think I'll want to build again, but I still like it, it's this big $50 set. I got it as a surprise gift. I didn't even ask for it for my birthday, and I got it as a surprise. I didn't even know it existed. And it was a limited edition set. You could look at it in the Exoforce list on BrickLink and on a brick set. Here's another part. I have parts in here. I think this one was from a Stormtrooper from Technic. And again, I don't want to really rebuild that one because it is difficult. So most likely not going to review it. There's another figure kind of like that from Technic, also related to Star Wars. It was the Pit Droid. So I might have some of the green parts from there, or tan parts. There are a lot of tan and green. Green and tan. Got a little leg or arm. Legs and arms in Bionicle are easy to mix and match. What else is there? What else can I immediately take out? I can take out this foot. There's a whole bunch of these Tahunga pieces. I'm going to keep them aside. I definitely have the parts for the Tahunga. And I want to try to assemble them so you can buy it as a full figure instead of partial figures. You got one of these again. I got one of these I got to keep aside. I got one of these pieces, but I don't know again if the figure's fully assembled. So when I see the two of them, and then I see the third one, I'll put the third one in. So I have the ones that I want, one I want to keep. We got, a bunch of rock sheet pieces. Let me try to take those out. Get those out of here. We got another one of these. These are interesting. I keep finding them. And they do look kind of neat. I don't know how much I would use them, but they do look interesting. Bionicle parts and Technic parts really do have interesting shapes to them. It kind of makes you wonder how to use them. That can be good or bad. Got that head. I got this head for Arakshi. You could use it as a chest plate, which I've actually seen it in Bionicle used as a chest plate. It was for a female figure. Put your thoughts aside. You could use it as maybe a piece of shoulder armor even. Or some of the smaller figures you saw earlier had those too. There's another assembly for the back of Arakshi. I have an extra of just the slide piece. These can be rearranged between other Arakshi backs slides. Not really sure what they're called, but there's a bunch of them. They're cool though. They are cool. My favorite years of Bionicle were from 2001 to about 2005 or 6. After that point, I kind of got out of the scene and didn't really follow the story too well, so it didn't make sense to me, and I kind of just fell off from it. Although I kind of wish I had a little bit more after that time, because they are cool still. Even when I didn't understand the story for them, I still thought they had some really cool designs. I only got one after that part, and basically it was just a piece that was from, it was a figure from Glatorian, and I didn't really understand it, but I still thought it was kind of cool looking. I don't think I've reviewed it yet, and I need to review that. And I also need to review the movies. I also have to rewatch the movies. I watched one of the movies, or two of the movies, over in the hope of reviewing them, but I didn't, so I'll have to watch them again, I guess. I talk a mile a minute. You're getting a lot of info. I hope you enjoy it. There's a lot I am spitting out. Not literally spitting, but you know. I enjoy Hawaiian Punch. I enjoy Fruit Punch. I enjoy Minute Maid Fruit Punch. Here's a little piece. You might know this from the Ninja Ambush set from Ninjago 2011. This was used twice in there to make the function for it work. This is also used, I think it was also used in other relative sets like the Werewolf. Yep, that's that piece. One of the pieces that definitely helped it work. I got these giant Rockshi feet. I really like clown shoes. Rockshi clown shoes. If I'm a guy that knows a lot about Bionicle and definitely has a lot of Bionicle in this community, I should be the one to joke about them. I think it'll be fun. Because I can take it seriously or I can take it in a funny manner. And I kind of like the funny one because it'll allow others to ease into it. We got two of the giant Rockshi clown shoes. Now if I find a third one, I can put it into the store. I think that's fair. I think we're doing it fair. There's one piece in here that keeps escaping me. I see it, but it keeps running away. We got this little piece in a D shape. You could use it as a bunch of things. I've seen it being used this way as like the front end of like a truck, like a little Technic truck. Or you can use it this way for part of, again, like maybe shoulder armor, maybe part of a body. Or even like if you're trying to make a little Technic car, this could be the front of like a race car. Got this piece. These are nice to have. Let's see now. There's a lot of pieces in here I gotta go through. I gotta go through them in general, not even just for BrickLink. But I've wanted to sort my Lego for a long time, and this is probably the most difficult to sort because I need larger containers that can hold these, and I don't think I have any at the moment. All right, here's a few more pieces coming our way. I'm gonna keep that one in case I don't have it already. If I do, I will put the extra in the store. Let's see. We got one piece here. This is another disc launcher type piece. You could use just the back part of it to hold on to a figure, or as I may have shown you before in a Vaki set, this is used as part of the head. And it allows them to kind of spit it out of their mouth or right underneath their mouth. I don't really know how that works for them, but apparently you can just shoot it out like that. So yep, that's a way to do it. So that piece by itself, not the full head assembly, will be available in the store. If I find the whole head assembly, I will put that in because it's a lot easier to have the full thing than to just have one part. Especially if you want to use it for specific things, you know, like the head will give you more ideas than just the parts aside from the head. There's a full Paraka in here I need to rebuild, but I'm kind of not feeling it right now. Let's see. I'm gonna keep this one aside. We have another assembly that I can. Here's how it goes. I got a small area right here, like a small like that's not cut off. I mean, it's cut off for a reason. That connects onto here. You slide it all the way up. It becomes a back part of a piece. You also can attach a few other pieces to it. Got this on top, and you got this on top of that. Then you put a 3-wide axle in there, and boom. You could use that as some massive spike arm, or you could use it as a massive spike leg, or you can use it as a massive spike hunchback, which was the original use. It was a hunchback for the Rakshi. I'm not going to sell off these parts yet, though. I would really like to, but I don't know if I have the full Rakshi team built, and when I do, I will sell off the other parts to it. But definitely these I can recognize and say I only need one of them, so I'll just sell it like that. Or separately, not really sure yet. There are probably a bunch of Paraka parts in here that I could sell off easily, but I have to be sure that I can build all of them, completely. There are a bunch of these Bionicle parts I would love to put into super lots, just to be sure that you can get all the right parts to build the parts, of a figure. Like even things for like the original Toa bodies, like the one I was showing you before about Kopaka. This one takes a whole bunch of parts, and you might not even realize what parts go together. You might just buy like if I can find it real quick, coincidentally in the same color, you could just buy this torso and be like, okay, what do I do on the inside? Well, you're going to need to know that it has a whole bunch of gears in here. It has a few other parts that go together, some axle pieces. You're going to want to know that so that you can fully use this figure like the originals. And for somebody who may be recollecting the originals, that would be a good idea. And that might actually help you develop better, for your collection. If you try to, not only piece by piece, but also assembly. If I could sell off any of these figures entirely and still have some for my collection, I would love it, because you guys would be getting, everything at one time, and that would be great. I can't say that for certain with a lot of these figures, but I would really like to try. I also cannot guarantee if I do try to make the full assemblies, outside of these guys, that they will have all the exact parts. For some of them, like the Rakshi or even the Toa, it could vary in parts. Like, I've even put in with my own collection, I've put in some of the, what do you call it? Like with these figures, I've put in the dark or the light bluish gray versions of the 3-wide axles between the arms, or between like the neck area for the head. And that's not it. That's not how it originally was. It was actually black. But I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it being like that, because the black ones are hard to find. After a very short time, the axles were changed for some of the smaller ones, like 3-wide or 5-wide or 7-wide. They were changed from black to light bluish gray, or light gray, then light bluish gray. And after that, it just got difficult to find the right parts if you wanted to make it exact. So for right now, what I like to do, I just have them the way, like that way. Now we have the Mask of Light. I already have my own in my collection. I just got to be sure to see the quality between them, give you a good one. Okay, this one looks good. So this one, Mask of Light on its own in the store, this will definitely be a must-have item. If you want to really collect stuff from Bionicle and understand the previous history before 2015, the Mask of Light is definitely one you want to have. The Mask of Light was definitely like a 3-year like story on its own. I mean, it only occurred during 1 year, but technically, the idea for it was 3 years long. You had the total wash up on shore. You had them fighting, and then you had, I mean, they're trying to fight against Makuta, the overall source of evil. But it's like within that 3-year struggle, the 3rd year really wraps the thing together and says, hey, this is the Mask of Life. I mean, Mask of Light. There's a difference. This is the Mask of Light. This will pretty much defeat him. I mean, it doesn't, but definitely takes a good punch. It definitely takes a good Hawaiian punch. Have you ever seen those classic Hawaiian punch commercials where it's like, hey, do you want a Hawaiian punch? And some guy's like, sure. And then you just get punched in the face by a Hawaiian. This little guy right here. It's a joke of the commercial. It's funny. Alright. I also keep finding Vakama masks. These are ones for Toa Metru Vakama. I think I have one in my collection. I'm not sure. I have a whole bunch here, so maybe I should keep one aside just to be sure that I can build my own. There are a bunch of tubes in here I keep finding, and I really want to throw them into the BrickLink store, but I don't know how they're used. Tubes, there's so many tubes. Like, I got this green tube. This is from the pit droid I was talking about earlier. I actually wouldn't sell it, though. As much as I don't need to use it for Bionicle figures, and I don't plan on rebuilding the pit droid, it seems like, now it's sellable, right? No, wrong. These ends are actually not that good, and again, to give you guys good quality for these parts, these will not connect. I tried to put pins in them before, and I know that they won't connect. I'm going to try a pin on this side. It's a very loose fit. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be kind of tight. So I'm going to keep that into another pile where it won't be put into anyone's BrickLink store. I actually realized one of my Bionicle mocks that I made a little while ago, you can actually see it right. Let me point to it. Just orienting that right there. Right on the edge of my finger, you can see a little Bionicle mock sitting in a box. And that one was actually made out of a couple extra parts. I don't think I'm not going to part it out. Not yet. But it kind of makes me wonder, because it's like, those were extra parts in my collection, but I decided to keep them, or I decided to use them anyways, or, We got another Vaki leg piece. It can also be used for some arms. We got another, this is for Vaki, but it's also for some of the Matoran, as like a body assembly. The Vaki and the Rakshi have very similar effects. Let me see if I can bring one up. There's only half of one, though. But the idea of these figures, they're both villains. They're both from different times. They're only a year apart. But the function on them is when you twist a gear in the back, it'll make their arms move back and forth. And, if you twist it one way, it'll move one way. If it twists the other way, it moves the other way. That's what I mean by that. They are cool. But the functions for them are pretty much the same. So on a year-to-year basis, it wasn't that interesting. But it's good for the variety, though, because the Rakshi had this piece. How often are you going to use that? Really, I mean, it's a little bit more specialized than the other one, because the other one, you have a little bit more freedom of what you can move around it. That other one I showed, this was used in red with Makuta, the original Makuta figure. And I have the parts for it, but again, I would love to build it. That would be, if I had to pick a figure that is like so massive, but I might not want to build it, that would be the one I would want to build, because it's Makuta. You want to keep it. You want to have one of them. I probably have parts for two, but I don't know what the parts are. I got more Takanuva parts, golden shoulder armor, golden chest armor. Gotta like that gold. That's the only... Might be another gold armor piece in there. I'm not really sure. Got another... Kohatsu is so frequently in here. Oh, we also have some tires from some Technic or Drone Racer sets. I'm not really sure which one they're from, and depending on where they're from, I might have to keep some of these because there's a Create and Race series. There's a book that I have with it. It's like the early Brickmasters, where you have the book and then you have the pieces and you build different models from it. It was an early version of that in the 2000s. This might have been a wheel from it, so I'm going to keep that aside for now, just to be sure that I don't, miss it. Time check 10:26. I'm going to head up. I'm gonna leave. I mean, probably in a few more minutes. I've been talking a lot. We got this piece from Exoforce. It's a pulley, so you can use it with rubber bands. You can make a turn and things. Look it up. It's a good piece. It's actually in pretty good condition too, for being used. Yeah, so a lot of these parts are obviously used because they've been sitting in this bin for a long time. They're sitting in other bins for a long time. They're used. They are used, but they are nice. They are in good condition. I always check my pieces before I put them into the BrickLink store. I physically put them up to my face and I look at them very carefully. Be sure, if there are any scratches or any marks I should note, then I see them and I can make note of them. So that way you guys know what you're paying for. It's just how I roll. And that's a good way to roll. All right, we got another Rakshi type piece. These come in, I think, 8 different colors within the time period they were given. There are ones in these silver colors. There are ones in a dark color. The silver ones, I think there's like 3 or 4 or 5 of them. In the Usanuvi and Takanuva set, there were 2 or 3 of these that were, I think it was 3 of these that were used in the Makuta set. And then after that, the other colors were used only once per rock sheet. There were ones used for all the element colors of brown, white, blue, black, red. I can't remember what they were. Blue, brown, red, white, black, and green. That was the 6th one. All interesting to have. And sometimes with some of these parts that I'm giving you, you might want multiples of them. Depending on what you're building, they might actually be useful. In big numbers. Let's see, do I already have this Rakshi head in there? I don't know. I should build these Rakshi again. They're pretty simple because they're all the same body type. The only difference between them is their colors and the weapons on the ends. I should do that. But I should also do a lot more reviews because I have many reviews to do for the future. Put this thing together. This is supposed to be together as a wheel. This is from Island Extreme Stunts. I'm keeping that aside. We got another one of the yellow pulleys. We'll put that into the store. These pieces I've been holding on for a while. I don't know why. But we got this little green piece. And we got this white piece. You might be asking yourself, those little Technic pieces, how do you know you're not going to use them again? I already mentioned before, I don't think I'm going to review that many Technic sets if I go back to them. I know they possibly could be in regular Bionicle sets. I don't know of too many, though. The Bionicle sets that I want to keep built and be sure that I can keep them in the store, I mean, to keep them in my collection, are ones that are very basic to build. Like, you know, a lot of figures in the early days of Bionicle had a lot of similar body types. And even for a long time, they had a whole bunch of the same body types up to about 2007, where they got really diverse. Before then, the body types were pretty much the same. Like, you can tell between the two Toa Nova, the Toa Nova that I showed you before, these are from the same year, 2003. Do you see differences between them? Not too many. You might see the differences of their color. You might see the differences of their masks. You might see the differences of their weapons. But other than that, they're pretty much the same exact figures, except maybe if one arm is stationary and one arm is geared, much like the ones from 2015. Yeah, they did that on purpose. This one has a friction-controlled arm, so you have it, you know, you can keep it in certain positions. You just hold it up like that, while the other arm just goes crazy. But the mechanics of them also are pretty much the same on the inside. So we have a lot of almost exact figures with the early days of Bionicle. This is 2003. It started 2001, just a reminder. I know I keep talking about the same things over and over, but I'm sure there's a large percentage of you who may not remember Bionicle too well, or may have not been interested in it. I'm going to check the comments because I'm talking too much. Let me see if you guys are talking. I see Keaton Kale here, and he says, wow, and cool. So, first of all, thanks for joining me. And second of all, yeah. You might have missed earlier, this giant box is pretty much the Bionicle box. Not all Bionicle, and not all of my Bionicle, but definitely a large portion of it is in here, and I'm happy for it. I'm proud of it. Let's see. The only other pieces in here I know I have dupes. There's duplicates of. And remember, when these all go in the BrickLink store, I'll have a sale on them. So you'll have a lot of pieces you can choose from on sale. There may be a lot of brown, but I'll try to get some other colors. I'll try to assemble some figs. Maybe I'll try to assemble them tonight. There's a lot of these Rockshi pieces I keep finding, and I really want to put them together because they're really easy. Again, they are very simple body types. Very few pieces are different from each other. That's how I can tell apart what I need in the BrickLink store from what I need in my collection. A lot of them have the same kind of stuff in which, you know, I can pick out the unique stuff, I can pick out if it's a duplicate, and then I can throw it in the BrickLink store. So yeah, that's how that goes for me. And I hope that makes sense for you. Got that. Oh, wait, that one particularly is for the Usanuvi. Again, I can't promise that I can rebuild that, but I would like to think I could try at some point. It's a Flickfire missile. Got another chrome piece. We got a whole bunch of those chrome pieces. As you guys know, I update the BrickLink store on a pretty constant basis. May not be a big update every time, but still a bunch of stuff goes in there. And I think that's good progress for what I can do right now. I'm hoping in the future that I can get to put in, you know, a lot more at one time and not have a whole lot of time that I need to pick it out. Basically, parting out sets, you know, that definitely takes up, that definitely throws a lot into the store in a minimal amount of time. It's like a take it from me thing. There's a whole bunch of Rockshi parts here. I'm going to throw them to the side because I don't know if I need to use them right now. Oh, wait. I found a duplicate head. Let's see if they're both. Let's see which is good. This is good. Let's see. We got a duplicate part of Takanuva. This color is only used orange, lime green, light blue, tan, and I think two others. It was used 7 different colors, basically. Got a white piece here, connector. I should throw in a bunch more connectors because a lot of these pieces need connectors. But I'll worry about that in time. We got this L-shaped piece. I know it's from a Viking set. I'm not going to plan on building the Viking set again. We got some more shoes. I've actually seen these used as, again, armor pieces instead of shoes. Really, you have to think outside of the box. And when you do that, you gotta look at Jang Bricks, because he thinks outside of the box on a lot of these Lego pieces from Bionicle and Technic, and he does a good job. I think he does a good job with them. I know people will disagree with me about what they think of him, but everyone is reserved to their own opinions. I am reserved to mine as far as how he does. I am not, I'm not like, I don't know. It's like a coat hanger piece I just threw in there. Looks like a coat hanger. Actually, I might have to take back that white part, the white connector piece that I showed before, because I'm going to need that for building a Rakshi. I know for a fact I'll need to use it for a Rakshi, because I'm partially building one right now. There's another foot. I'm wondering if I should try something in which I show you like an apparatus for building a figure. Like you'll get the instructions for it from your BrickLink order or something. I don't know. You might not be able to because I don't have Lego Digital Designer in a way that you'll be able to build it from there. We got a jumper piece. I need to keep that aside. Oh, gray. That was another one. And dark gray. That was the other one for that leg part I was talking about earlier. We got another L shape. Get that off. Okay, we got another L shape that's in white. I think we're almost done for now. I'll try to go back to this at a later time, but for right now, I will start putting up the stuff in the BrickLink inventory. Oh, we got another Rakshi head. And again, don't like I would appreciate if you just look, but don't think about buying it unless you want to ask me questions, because you may not be aware of how to use this stuff if you're not a Bionicle fan from yesteryears. If you are, and you have your own ideas for them, go right ahead. But I'm doing you a favor, and I'm trying to tell you, wait on buying the parts until I have them on sale. When I have them on sale, everything will be organized and everything will be understood. You'll be able to understand how these parts work, how you can use them, and possibly, put together into super lots so that you can use them a lot quicker. You can just buy a whole bunch of certain parts, and then you'll be like, all right, now I have a torso built. Now I have, a head built, and some of the parts do take more time, to understand and be able to use them if you want to buy them. I'm not trying to scare you away from it. I'm trying to encourage you that I'm trying to influence you. There are certain ways to use these parts for basic use. You could always use your own ways, but if you're not experienced with Bionicle, I want to try to help you. I want to try to help you understand them. And I hope I'm not offending anyone trying to, say the wrong thing. If I do, I apologize. I don't want to belittle anyone. I just want to make it, easy and, stress-free for seeing all these parts and being like, what the hell does that do? It's like, how am I supposed to use this thing? It doesn't even look like it can be used for anything. I'll show you. At least for some of these parts, I can just pick them out right away and say, this is one way you can use it. And then you just, put a few things together and bam, you got, a whole leg assembly. Here we go. This is a whole bunch of parts for a leg assembly. Now you have a joint with that leg. So you can have, you can even attach it on a different side if you wanted the ankle to be a little different, That's what I'm talking about. if you saw these parts on their own, it may be a little harder to understand them, especially the gray one at the top, because it doesn't show you like this A, or this is A and it connects to B, and then it shows you what B looks like, unless you look for a Bionicle instruction book. That's probably the other thing I would recommend. If you look through Bionicle instructions, 2003, 2004, 2005, you'll probably find a bunch of these similar parts and be able to understand how they go together. Remember, I want to help you with these because Bionicle is not an easy thing to understand from a builder perspective. I know kids are really good with building stuff in Lego, but this is not exactly the same. This is like when I was reading one of those books I was talking about earlier, one of the Lego books that I was talking about, it talked about it being an advanced build. And it even mentioned in there about how to make how to make a construction theme with action figures. That's what Bionicle is. That's what Hero Factory is. They're action figures you can build and rebuild into your own things. And it may be hard from what you look at. All right. I'm sorry if I carried on quite a bit for that. I am done here for now. I will throw the parts into BrickLink. I will, oh, we actually have a few more parts I can throw in here. Hopefully it'll be all organized. I will try to, I will separate them from my own collection like I'm doing right now, and try to be sure that, you know, they can be used. I may take some out over time if I feel that I need to use them for my own collection, whether for building mods or building figures. I may use them on my own. So they'll be offended about that. Let's see, that one goes there. That one stays here. That one goes there. Now we got a few more blue parts that are coming in. These two, I think, stay there because those are already in the store. Those are there. And this head can go up there. I have to stop looking through these right now. So thank you very much for watching. I found another one, Takanuva. So thank you very much for watching this video. I'm sorry I didn't read the comments. Colin Bricks is here. He says hello. Keaton Kate has some smiley faces and says, And again, both of you guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for anyone else who was watching, but I didn't get to see your comments. I know nobody really asked any questions. I'll do it real quick. If you have any questions about anything coming up on my channel, on Maniac for Bricks, the main channel, I'm also going to throw in this flame piece because it looks cool, and I don't think I'm going to need it right now, but you guys can have it. I got to move some of these other parts out of the way. Some parts here I haven't put into the permanent bin for BrickLink, so I got to be sure I put them in the right spot. And a paper fell. All right. I also was considering some of these dino parts because I have some dino parts, but I need to see if I need to review with them first before I do anything there. Quick questions if you want to see, if you guys are interested in anything about upcoming giveaways, upcoming reviews. I know reviews that I want to do, I mean, they're not going to be ones that are going to be like next week or the week after or December or anything like that. They're just ones that I need to do in general. A whole bunch of Lego books, Bionicle books, I still need to review. I'm looking up here. The Dark Side, I still need to review that. I don't know why I didn't already. There are a whole bunch of K'NEX books up here that I'd like to review. Probably the last among the K'NEX reviews. I have Lego t-shirts that I need to review. So I have some of these sitting around. I don't know where I put the other ones. I could probably do the t-shirts pretty quickly because they're t-shirts. And I'm not going to show myself wearing them or modeling them. I'm not that kind of person. I don't model t-shirts. But really, seriously, I'll just show what they look like, and I'll explain the textures, how they fit, because I do actually want to wear some of these on my own. I'll wear them for things like the live streams. Not this one, but like the train wreck live streams. Just found a few more parts I might fit in here for Technic Bionicle. If anybody is using BrickLink, let me know in the comments if these are parts. These are included in Lego sets from Bionicle and Technic. They're not exactly pieces, but you could use them like pieces. The interesting thing about them is they're used for holding rubber bands, so they're technically packaging material, but they have holes in them, so you could use them as actual Lego pieces. They are interactive with Lego, but they don't really have any real value. And they don't really have anything that would be appealing unless you wanted to make a whole bunch of flat surfaces. Nothing really special there. Let me know if those are in the BrickLink store. There's a few t-shirts here I want to review. Ones that are officially made by Lego, and one here that is made from, or for, should I say, Brick Fair. I'm going to put it in as a custom review because it is a custom product with Hanes in the back of it. Sponsored by Hanes. As far as the Connects giveaway, I mentioned before, I got Super Mario here for Connects. I have a Bob-omb that's going to be in there. These are both from the same series. Luigi is also in the same series. He'll be included in there. If you guys want, I could try to get Donkey Kong, possibly Waluigi, and a green Toad to throw in there. I'm not going to put in Bowser Jr. because I don't have him myself, and I don't even know where he is. He's hard to find. I've searched in multiple stores and I still can't find him. As far as the Lego giveaway, the Hobbit book is going to be in there because it's awesome. I mean, it might be awesome for you guys more than me. Toys R Us catalog from, I think this is 2012. I thought this is kind of cool. It's kind of exclusive because it's one of those ones that shows you a whole bunch of stuff in the catalog, like throughout the year for 2012. You get to see all these Lego products that were out that time. So it might be cool to have. Tentative, but still considering it. There was something else I was going to throw in there. I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, I almost forgot. The best part of the whole prize package, my sig fig with Santa outfit. This is my sig fig. I got a duplicate of it when I was at Brick Fair. I thought it seems cool. I'll get it for now and see what I can do with it for later. And then I thought in a giveaway, you can win my official sig fig. This is not the alternate one that I use for trading and I might use for the BrickLink store. This is the one I use for my main channel. And this one has in it a Santa hat and the Santa beard. These are both interactive with the figure as well as with other figures and are easily, these are the same exact types of pieces from the Series 8 Santa figure that is wrapped up, and it is a giveaway item. So that would be pretty cool if you could win that. I'm trying to think what else there is, because I feel like I had more for the prize package. I mentioned the Hobbit. I mentioned the sig fig. I mentioned possibly the catalog. And I don't know if there was another figure. I don't know if you guys want a batch of Lego parts. I was considering maybe in a future giveaway I can have, like, you can pick out any Lego parts that you want from my BrickLink store up to a certain value. That might be cool to do, but I'm not really sure about that right now, so I'm not going to offer that. Oh, I remember now. It's over here. The other thing for the current Lego prize giveaway, is a 4-pack of erasers from the Lego Movie that I reviewed pretty recently on my channel. These are unopened. They still have the sticker on it, but I don't know if I can get that off. I could try it. I don't want to try to scratch it up, though. Scratch up the packaging. You know how it leaves like that residue of stickiness? Let me see. I can get that out of the way. I'm definitely taking longer than I need to for this part. And for the live stream in total. I said it was going to be over earlier. It was going to be a couple minutes, and it was like 10 minutes later. Silly me. Alright, so most of this has come off. Not too bad. But is it possible? Yeah. This is a giveaway item. 4-pack erasers. Gotta like some Lego merch. I don't think I would give away any Legos. I know what platforms people are playing on. I mean, right now, you know, some of you may be moving into Wii U. Some of you may be using Xbox One or using PlayStation. So there's a difference of between the platforms what you guys are playing, but also there's a difference of, you know, if it's even for if you're one fan or another, you know, are you playing an Xbox One or are you playing Xbox 360? Are you playing a Wii or a Wii U, PS3, PS4? And I don't have every type of game for every type of system, and I still want to play a few of them. Maybe possibly I can give away Maku, but we'll have to see about that in the future. So thank you for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I took longer than I needed to, but I hope you guys enjoyed all the extra info, the ins and outs, the behind the scenes, under the radar. I kind of like this idea for a series, under the radar, behind the scenes of Maniac for Bricks. So I don't know how often I'm going to do these, but I hope you guys had fun with it. We'll see you next time. I gotta go and sort this stuff on BrickLink.